What's up everyone, I'm John, that's Fern.
Hi.
This is our patch notes video.
Cheers.
You can tell it's semi-final day. I've got no intros or any of that. So same as always, we're going to just look through the patch. We haven't looked at it yet, we're just seeing first thoughts. We're not going to do a Akali, we'll do that at some other point.
Just looks good, but we don't know enough about it to really comment, do we? So.
Cool, so first balance changes. Fiddle, E cost increase at early ranks, E base damage decreased.
Here as well, so it's more than like
20 mana up, 5 damage down at every rank.
Right.
20 mana up at the beginning, scaling down to 0 mana.
Sometimes it can bounce to you twice in the middle of a minion wave too, so
yeah.
You like could actually be 10 damage down.
I mean, it's just super oppressive, and hopefully this turns him back a bit.
Yeah, we haven't seen so much of him lately, but yeah, it was like a super oppressive support pick.
W, this is Fizz, obviously.
Active obviously want Fizz to be back, don't they?
W active and on hit damage ratios increased. R ability power ratio increased less for larger shards. Okay.
I mean, they keep changing this W or keep kind of buffing the W patch by patch.
Active damage up by a lot.
I mean, my issue is that they buff this for like AP Fizz, right? They give you like better ability power ratios on the W. But to really use this kind of auto attack like buff or this kind of W properly, you need to be in range of someone and auto attack them several times, which you can only do if you really build tank stats or a massive amount of CDR early.
Unless you go like Nash's Tooth tank or something.
Maybe, but it's like it just doesn't feel like it suits the AP Fizz. You know what I mean? It's just a better ability for tankers. I think a base damage of 50 increase
by 50.
That's so much
per auto.
I can't tell you how much 50 base damage is. It's so.
I mean, that's more than it does level 1.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's like it's so much. And then
so that we might see AP Fizz.
Yeah.
I mean AD Fizz.
Traditionally, it was Triforce into like full
Blade
tank.
Sometimes. If
you or if you wanted more split push, you went Triforce Blade. Well, I guess we'll kind of see on that, but yeah. And then
I actually didn't know it did this. I thought it slowly scaled, but I was playing Fizz the other day to check.
Yeah,
and it is literal 3 rings.
Yeah, and 3
I think
different
that's
sizes.
terrible.
Yeah,
why is it not gradually increasing?
It's not. No, it's got like 3 breakpoints.
So yeah, if you hit someone there, then it does this much damage. If you hit them a millimeter further, it does like way more damage.
But then you can hit them like a centimeter further than that millimeter, and it still does the same amount of damage.
Yeah,
it's not like a
it's
gradual.
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. I don't like the way they have different. I think it should just start when you're right next to someone at 0.9 ability power and whatever that damage is, or guppies damage, and scale to 1.3.
A bit like Varus Q, right? The longer you charge it,
or like every other ability that's like this.
Yeah, it's like got a range increased damage. Yeah.
But yeah, so we might see top Fizz.
I think you're more likely to see top Fizz than a better
which
AP
is weird
Fizz.
Because it ignores all these and literally just focuses on the fact that you get 50.
I think there are some like Syndra buffs later on in this patch. I didn't actually see the buffs, but I think there were some that I saw them doing something. Yeah. So I mean, Fizz was always going to get Syndra mid, so perhaps
maybe.
Perhaps you.
But you're right. You still need to get close.
You need to get close and use auto attacks to get the max out of this buff, and the best Fizz that does that is this top lane Bruiser Fizz. So.
Okay, Aurelia, attack damage increase, health increase, passive damage increase, Q range, base damage and damage ratio decreased, E range and base damage decreased, R range decreased.
So it's a bit of a kind of shift around of her strength.
So less bursty, more consistent damage.
Yeah, they're taking away some of her damage out of her abilities.
That's a lot more damage though. Level 1.
Yeah.
Because each stacks up to 4 to 5 times.
Yeah.
So we're talking, 15 more damage.
Yeah, and that's a huge amount early. Yeah, I mean, to me it looks like the point of this is to be more DPS reliant Aurelia rather than like bursty Aurelia with your abilities.
So
do more damage over time.
Range down by 25. I mean, you'll feel that a bit, but I think you just get used to it and then it's fine. Base damage half level 1.
Yeah, half.
But 5 off. Just 5 off every rank.
Yeah, it gets less as you put points in that. Really, in terms of relatively.
It's not a big deal. 0.6. I think you'll still max this first. Just won't be quite as good.
Yeah.
This is the one that changes your maxing order, I think.
Yeah.
W flat 50% damage reduction, so I think you max that last.
Yeah, you just put the 1 point in it.
And because of this as well. So you're using this for 2 reasons. Firstly, you get the scaling damage reduction, and then also using it for wave clay. Do that, and then you can just queue everything, and it all dies with like 2 points in W. But now you probably just E the wave. Now it deals 50% more than it did.
Literally.
Oh, that just says monsters. PBE it was minions and monsters.
Oh no, it's just monsters. So jungle Aurelia, that benefits, but does it benefit anything else?
It benefits nothing else.
No. Unless you want to do crab.
Does it make jungle Aurelia good or not? She's less bursty. She's more consistent damage. You get warrior into tank.
Maybe.
Triforce. Maybe. 50 less range on your ult. Again,
it's like
I think, to be honest, the ult was also like one that was super important for other people to dodge. So you used to try and get close to people before you used it. Quite often.
1,000 range is so long for like someone with melee, a melee champ to have those kind of abilities. Like you think Caitlyn's auto attack range is like 750.
Yeah,
it's like 250 more than Caitlyn auto attack range.
Yeah, dropping 50 off that makes.
There's no champion in the game that if they're doing damage to you is out of that range.
Yeah, so this actually might affect. This might affect Jungle Aurelia because 50%.
I mean, it definitely makes
damage.
Jungle Aurelia better than it was.
No,
Does it
but
make it viable?
That's what I mean. It might make it viable.
Yeah.
But I don't know actually. There's something to look at. Kindred, W attack speed scaling for Wolf decreased, R cooldown increased. This is good. Oh,
We just looked at Kindred.
We said this last time. We said this the patch before. We're in this stupid situation where you just keep buffing a champion before there's even time for people to like realise that, or at least give it enough testing. And now you're seeing the result of that, as we predicted last time. Kindred is like first pick and super oppressive and strong, and if she gets snowballing she wins the game, and if she doesn't get snowballing she's still fine.
Yeah, I mean the W, this for me more affects the clear than actual, like Wolf doesn't do very much damage in team fights. It's more about getting the cooldown reset on your Q so that you have more Qs in fights to reposition and get your attack speed buff off of your Q more regularly. It's just like it was just nice.
That's not true. Recent bug fixes gave Kindred more of a bump than expected.
Or the buffs in the
or
last
the
5
buffs in a row. Yeah, one of the two.
And the R cooldown. I mean, it's.
I think that's a good thing.
It's not nice, but it's like. Also, there is a way around this. A little bit, yeah. By changing your rune setup, people used to go celerity walking second tree on Kindred, as they did on pretty much all junglers. But since that got changed a little bit, people are going into domination, and they go sudden impact and relentless hunter, the move speed one. But nowadays there's ultimate hunter in domination tree as well. So if you value the say that you're against like lots of assassins and stuff, you want this ult, you want this ult cooldown as much as possible. Actually, relentless hunter, ultimate hunter is quite viable for that. And that would actually make it less than the old cooldown anyway. So.
Lee Sin, Q damage increase, damage ratio increase, no longer damage in case of missing health. I mean, basically the TLDR of this is it's pretty much always a buff on champions, big buff on squishy champions, and a scaling buff. Like the lower they are, the better it is.
Yeah, I saw everybody's stats on this. It's 10 if the opponent is missing more than 10% of their HP, which they pretty much always are because the Q1 does more than 10% of your HP. Q2 is always a damage buff. Where it's not so good is on executes of neutral monsters and stuff like that.
So you won't get the huge barons secure, but you will get a lot more
type thing.
It's just I think it's just a buff. It's also a lot bigger when we looked at the math on it. It's a lot bigger than you'd expect.
The numbers appear.
So yeah, buff on Lee Sin. I quite like that actually. Lee Sin's fun to watch.
Yeah, really good. Like one of the champs, like Thresh and stuff like that. That
if you're good
so impactful if you're good at it, but if you're not good at it, it just doesn't do anything. Yeah.
Okay, Morgana, base mana regen decrease, black shield cost increase. This is good. I like this because at the moment, especially if you're playing it against any of these like Brawl, Mercurial, melee champs, you just block every single combo, and you're not punished for that. you can step up and catch hooks or whatever if you're playing against Thresh and just block every single one. Whereas this sort of style is now punished, and you have to be more careful with the black shield. I mean, it's just a straight nerf.
Yeah, 100% straight nerf. I don't know if it's the right nerf. Perhaps black shield cooldown could be increased so that you're forced to put more, because some people put more points in Q and W. I feel like support Morgana should not be able to put more points in Q and W and just have 1 point in E and still be able to block most of bot lane CC. I think potentially that she should have to put more points in E to get, like, so maybe they could have been better cooldown scaling on E.
Or you change it so if you break
and a really high cooldown.
If you break it, it doesn't block a spell or something like that.
Maybe. Or if enemy doesn't break the black shield, then the black shield goes on a longer cooldown or something. So you don't just use it to step up to the wave or whatever.
Yeah. Olaf W bonus. I mean, sorry, we normally say if that's going to affect anything. This is going to make Lee Sin viable. This is probably just going to lower her power, but she's still going to be really strong.
I mean, she still does exactly the same as she does. She just may not do it for quite. She may need an earlier back timing because of the mana.
Yeah. W bonus attack speed increased. 15% level 1 actually.
Yeah.
That's not bad. 15% at all ranks.
If you're good at Olaf, you sit really low HP for most of your jungle clear and have a huge amount of attack speed anyway. And you actually don't use your W very much because it slows down your clear a lot because you get a lot of health back from using W. So you only use it when, like, say you finish a new clear, you W, you sustain back up, and then you're looking for something because you're back to high health. Definite better in duels, like if you're dueling with the enemy jungler or anything like that. But that was never something Olaf struggled with. He's so good at that. But
I mean,
there's no way it's a nerf in any way.
Yeah,
so it's definite buff. Whether it makes Olaf like super good, I'm not sure.
Maybe not.
He's still probably very good into Nocturne, which has become less priority nowadays, but is still something we see quite a bit of. So.
Okay, Quinn, armor decrease, passive damage decrease. I mean, this was needed. I think Quinn's just like so oppressive.
Definitely solo queue wise, it's like a champion that can be really oppressive and she can keep herself off of you. She was one of the Marksman AD carries not to be affected by the Marksman changes. So her base armor being lowered again is much higher than normal AD carries, but is still brought down more towards that kind of line. And then the passive was just like you couldn't not. There's no outplay potential on her passive. Like,
I mean, she's still going to be really strong. I think.
Yeah,
it's not just going to be like. She used to sort of just guarantee win some matchups in top lane, for example, like against Nara and shit like that. Maybe that doesn't happen so much with the full less armor.
And we play versus Wind and Rain tonight, and Kerberos has been spamming this on Smurf, so that's fine for me.
Not bad. Okay, Syndra. I still think Quinn's going to be quite good though, and still super snowballing.
Yeah.
Syndra Q base damage increased, scaling back to 0, but starts at 20. I quite like this. I mean, I always like when Syndra was strong. It was always good because like the first few levels are like if you hit a lot of Qs, you get control of the whole lane, and you can probably control it for a while because by the time you're 6, they're not maybe full HP or they've had to back early.
And even Syndra's bad matchups, she would win early
if you hit enough Qs.
Because the bad matchups were stuff that,
but you could miss Qs easily.
Yeah, the bad matchup was the stuff that denied her 1 shot on you at 6, but she still won before that. So now she's going to win much harder and make it those matchups a bit harder.
I mean, this might actually put Syndra back into the matchup.
Yeah, I think Syndra's actually fine. She's good versus. She's quite good versus Orianna and Ryze and stuff like that as well, in the sense that she has very good disengage on those kind of champions.
W cooldown decreased at least ranks. Oh, sorry. E maximum attack damage contribution increased at earlier ranks. This is good actually. So the traditional thing is maybe 1 or 2 points in E, max Q, max W. So you'll get this by level 13. You get 4 seconds off by level 13. That's pretty big, I think.
Yep.
Dark Passage is such a strong ability. I mean, one of the things about it though, where it's not quite as big as it might seem, is that generally you're using it for a very specific purpose. Yeah. So, for example, you're engaging and bringing someone in with your engage, or you're letting your AD carry farm and you're just sitting behind him in lantern range.
And you use it once.
Yeah, so the 4 seconds isn't as big as if it was 4 seconds off of like E or something like that.
Yeah, where you have multiple E's in a fight.
Yeah.
It's a case of you use it once, whether you have 12 seconds or 14-second cooldown, you'll use it once in a fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's still definitely a buff, but it's not as big as that might seem.
For sure.
So
I mean, it's
maybe
probably
you
a
get two in the
better
fight
solo
instead.
queue buff where things are more hectic and there's more random fights here and there. There might be a fight in bot lane, then one in the river 10 seconds later, and
Yeah, I mean, it feels
so
pretty
on
good
and so
though.
forth,
And
yeah.
again, E is max last, and this is more incentive to max it last. Better early on, gradually scaling down to.
yeah, better with just a 1 or 2 points in it, incentive wise.
Yeah, it's cool. I like that actually. We might well see more Thresh with that. Just a little bit of quality of life buffs, and
Yeah.
again with stuff like Morgana being nerfed, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This also might help people like Thresh. So basically, supporters can now only buy 2 pots.
With their initial item. To me, what that says is poke in bot lane is better, just because
For sure, yeah.
the amount of
You've
sustain
not got
is
like
less.
Tom Kench with 3
We've
pots or
seen
something.
the prevalence of lethality poke Varus since Varus buffs on previous patches.
Yeah.
So
He buffed again here.
stuff like that. Maybe more pokey mage supports
Yeah.
are a little bit better with this. Because 3 pots of sustain is like, so there's not even any point hitting the support at that point because you know that you're going to run out of mana bar before they run out of health. So you're in a situation where you have to hit the AD carry, and yeah.
I mean, also nerfs people like Yasuo or whatever who's taking Relic Shield.
Yeah, because starts
sort
with
of
2
thing.
pots for sure.
But you still get the massive regen from that, so I don't know if it affects that too much.
Yeah.
Cool, so that might change bot lane a little. Maybe just a slight nerf to tank supports, slight buff to poke supports basically, and then poke AD carries as well. This is the big one though. Marksman
This is the biggest
optimization.
changes of the patch for
Total
sure.
cost decreased, Infinity Edge, build path changed, true damage, attack change, attack damage decreased. I mean, basically the overall thing, as far as I can tell with this, is Marksman is still strong when they get their items,
Yes.
but games are ending
Before
in the
they
West
get it.
at least before they get it, which is why we're seeing so less Marksman. And so even though your DPS when you get your core build is going to be, I think it's quite a lot lower,
Yeah,
something like 100 or 200 DPS,
but it's
Lower.
400 gold cheaper.
but you get it at a point which is much better. And 3 items of this is still better than 2.5 items on the other one.
Absolutely. And yes, your DPS is lower if you compare having 3 items and 3 items, but your DPS is not lower if you're at 3 items and the other person's at
Yeah.
2.5. And that's the key here that people miss when they just see AD nerfed, true damage nerfed, and they're like, the actual stats are just worse on this item.
I thought this was going to change on the PvE, even up till yesterday, it was also changing how much it was doing to minions, which doesn't seem to be there. It was also buffing clear of minions.
Yeah, there was an extra tooltip on it that said you did extra damage to
So that's gone actually. That is not as big as a buff as it was a
PvE.
few hours ago when it was
Yeah.
still out on PvE.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Stormrazor cost decreased, attack damage decreased, attack speed decreased. Again, it means you can get this and get some power and not slow your other items down that much.
This item being
400
2,800
gold
gold is broken. I mean,
get
remember when
less HP
Rageblade became a thing, like when it got reworked and Rageblade, this is an item that's for late game and you will buy it because you've already got lots of on hits and it multiplies your on hits. Great. But because it was 3,000 gold, people just rushed it anyway because you got so much stats off just one item at 3,000 gold.
And
This
again,
item gives you AD, it gives you crit, so if you haven't attacked for 4 seconds, it gives you attack speed, it gives you everything an AD carry would need off one item.
It's like you have this, they have BF Zeal.
For 2,000,
Complete
for
Stormrazor.
2,800 gold. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the same as a Zeal item. That's so cheap. I mean, I think every AD carry that will itemize into crit just rushes this now. Guaranteed.
Essence Reaver increase.
Yeah.
That's
I
nice,
find this
but
champ,
I
this item
I
a
think
bit
this
hard.
is still just like it's only going to work on the people who use it a lot, like Lucian and shit like that.
This
It's just
item
more
is
buff than
very,
Lucian.
very niche, right? It's like, if you don't want crit or you don't want on hit and you're just a massive spellcaster, you get this item and
But
you're able
also
to
you have
spam your spells.
You also have an ult that you can use
that you
at a
can
sensible
use
time.
that can allow you to do it, yeah. So
Basically
like,
just Lucian item.
yeah, it should be really good on
In Cogmore,
Cogmore,
yeah.
but again, it
I
just
like
gives
it.
you
I like it on Cogmore.
it just gives you AD.
But they nerfed the attack speed it was giving, right?
Yeah.
It made it a little bit worse on Cogmore. I think it's good on him. You can you have like 30 seconds of W or something ridiculous. Zeal items. Again, this is less than it was.
100 gold now.
100 gold less.
PD is
Another 100 gold less.
Yeah, but 2,700 gold is...
But I thought they
cheap.
were changing this to be 200 gold less and also give you less crit. So you ended up with 100% crit on 3 items.
Well, it looks like you get the same amount of crit, but...
You get the same amount of crit, but it's not as less. So again, a few changes from PvE as of yesterday even, which is not something you see a lot.
Yeah.
So it's not as big as it was. Again, maybe this means actually on 3 items, and you still got the nerf on this, and you still got the nerf on that. 3 items, your DPS will go down, not as much as it was going down when people were doing tests on PvE, but you won't get it as quick. I actually would have preferred them to do the whole thing. I liked the idea. I mean, again, whichever way you look at it, this
how much cheaper is it? It's 100 on your Zeal item. How much on your AE? 200. It's like total cheap.
200,
So 200, so 300, and then that's 400. So 700 gold quicker.
It's about 4 items, or 3 items.
Zeal, Stormrazor Zeal item IE is 700 gold cheaper. It's quite a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a guaranteed 1 extra fight where you've got 3 items than you had 2.5 before, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is pretty big in a competitive game anyway.
Scimitar, total and combined cost decreased, attack damage decreased. They're just making everything cheaper.
Cheaper but do less damage.
Yeah. It's good that it's cheaper just combined cost, that's cool.
You have to think relative to how much gold it's worth, like efficiency wise. So in this instance you lose 200 gold and 15 AD, but 10 AD is worth 350 gold, because in its simplest form a longsword is the simplest amount of AD you can get, and that's 350 gold for 10 AD. So efficiency wise it's less efficient.
It's less efficient.
Yeah, because it's 200 gold cheaper, but you lose about 400 gold's worth of stats.
Okay.
You get my point?
Yeah.
So efficiency wise it's worse.
Yeah.
It's worse, but then again you get it earlier into the game,
Yeah.
so there's that that's something you can't account for. But in terms of the actual items efficiency, it's 100% worse. There's no way it's, I mean, not actually 100% worse, but it's guaranteed that it's worse efficiency wise than it was.
But again, just get it quicker. So
Yeah.
Which is weird because we've been seeing in Korea especially games going 30, 40 minutes now again. People getting full items, so that's just a nerf to AD carries full items. I don't know if it actually means in Korea we'll see less AD carries maybe. Probably not.
I don't think so. I think we'll see more crit AD carries. They value just getting there as soon as possible, and but I don't think it's like crit AD carries are now taking over. You won't see Ezreal, Varus, Kog'Maw, Ashe, Twitch, these type of champions that may not be building crit.
Monster Hunt, so restriction now applies if champion has the highest minion kill score, not the most gold.
Ooh.
I don't know if there's any way to get around this. I think it's still this funnel is still dead.
I think funnel's dead. Yeah, 10 less gold. It's so hard now to, especially in the early game, for junglers to not have the highest minion score, because you do 2 camps and that's 1.5 waves, and you've done that before the first wave dies, and you're in a situation where you've got 8 minions, and even if they got all the wave, so they just can't.
So you can't funnel.
So that's why it's like completely dead. There's no way where you can actually manipulate it to be in the lane and be like, I've got the lowest CS minion score.
But if you pop off in the jungle, you're not going to get Monster Hunter. Unless you get more CS than everyone else.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. I think in terms of competitive, it changes nothing.
As a jungler, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's, as a funnel, it's
runes, last thing, perfect timing, increase 2 minutes.
This is a big one.
This is good.
We saw the reincarnation of stopwatch meta, and everybody was getting stopwatch. There was like, you can't.
One of the reasons why we saw Swain, Vlad, and all that kind of stuff, because you can't kill them.
It was like, I'm gonna be really hard to dive anyway because I'm Swain or I'm Vladimir. I'm also going to be even more hard to dive because I've got flash, and then I'm going to be even more hard to dive because I've also got a stopwatch. So you're going to have to gank me 3 times before you can kill me once. And it's like, how is that time investment worth? So people just wouldn't play for the bot side, and bot side would be like a scaling mage fest. So this is with the combination of the AD carries having cheaper build buffs and perfect timing being now 10 minutes. A little bit more towards AD carries again.
They jump from 10 minutes to 8 and then everyone takes it, and then they jump back to 10 minutes and no one takes it. They jump back to 8, everyone takes it. Jump back to 10, no one takes it.
Why not just go 9,
I don't know.
Why not just find a middle ground?
There seems to be a fairly obvious middle ground between these two numbers that we keep going back and forth on.
And what one side of this is we don't ever take stopwatch. One side of this is we always take stopwatch. Potentially in the middle, some people might take stopwatch.
Okay, cool. That's it then.
Is that everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This will go out
Probably
about the same time as our game against Wind and Rain, I think. So
about the same time as we beat Wind and Rain, I think.
That's going on currently. Do check that out at LVP UK. Cool.
Thanks
for watching.